The CAGED system allows us to easily navigate the whole neck and always know where the good notes are when we're soloing. Hello, welcome back to the channel on our continuing voyage to become better guitar players. My name's Mark and we're now up to lesson 4 in the CAGED system, and what we're going to be looking at now is soloing in minor. So in the last lesson, lesson 3, I showed you the 5 CAGED chord shapes for the minor chords. Now I'm going to show you the notes that kind of hang around those so that we can start to improvise, and we're not just limited to major, now we can improvise in minor as well. Okay, so like the last lesson, we're going to be in the key of E minor, and we're going to start here with this chord here, which we all know and love. This is an E minor made from an E shape. Okay, and the notes that hang around that chord. Okay, then the second chord, which is an E minor made from a D minor shape, we get this. I mean, technically you'd play it, it's supposed to play it like this, but nobody does. I only ever play top 3 strings. The notes that hang around with that are these. Okay, so that was the E minor from a D shape. Now we need E minor from a C minor shape. Okay, and see the last lesson, but we're going to use this one. I'm not going through all the explanation again. And the notes that hang around that chord are these. Okay, so now we need an E minor made from an A minor shape. We get this one. And the notes that hang around that chord are these. Okay, and then finally we get this one, which is here. That's an E minor from a G minor shape. Again, not going through all the explanation on that one, see a previous video, but the notes that hang around that are this, or these. Okay, and that brings us back to where we started, and I'll just do that above the 12th fret so you can see that again. And the chord would be this, but we'd only ever play this part of it. And the notes would be these. Okay, now you might recognize there what we've just done is essentially the 5 positions or the 5 box positions of the minor pentatonic. Don't think of it like that. The best way to think of this is to see the chords and think of this as notes that hang around them. If you already know your box positions, then great, because you'll already have these shapes under your fingers. The point of the CAGED system though is it points us, or it kind of drags our fingers into those notes that form the chord, and the other notes that kind of hang around the chord, use those as passing tones. Okay, so that's how that's the CAGED system for minor chords and the minor notes that hang around with them. Big thank you to the Patreon supporters who make all of this possible and keep the channel going. Huge thank you to them. As thanks, they get a bunch more extra lessons and practice videos as part of this CAGED system. So every lesson that you see on YouTube, there are a bunch of extra practice videos and things, and they'll get a full booklet explaining the whole thing at the end of the series as well. Okay, so come back next time when that'll be the final video in this series, and what we're going to do is we're going to take everything we've looked at so far, so major soloing, minor soloing, and we're going to bring it together and solo over a chord progression. So not just sticking on one particular chord, but using the CAGED system to solo over an entire chord progression, and that's really what then unleashes the power of CAGED and what makes it so good. So in anticipation of that, I'm going to improvise now, and I hope I don't play too many bum notes, but I'm going to improvise over a chord progression that goes C, G, A minor, F, and with each chord shape that changes, I'm going to change the solo and approach as well. So come back next time to see how we do this and how you can add this to your improvisation, your own solo. Okay, so until next time, take care. This has been fun. I'll see you next time.